How to factor GCFs with negative powers. Example B. We're going to factor x to the third times x plus 1 plus 5x squared times x plus 1 to the negative first power plus x times x plus 1 to the negative second power. First, when we find the GCF, we're going to identify all the factors and the smallest powers of those factors. It looks like we do have a common factor of x, and that smallest power would be to the first power. We also have a common factor of x plus 1 in all of our terms, and that smallest power would be negative 2. So then the GCF is going to be x to the first power times x plus 1 to the negative second power. Scroll down a bit. Next, we're going to divide each term of the polynomial by the GCF. Taking a look at our first term, x to the third divided by x will get us x to the second power. Remember, when we have two exponential expressions being divided by each other, we can take their powers and subtract. 3 minus 1 is 2. Next, we have x plus 1 to the first power minus negative 2. So that turns into 1 plus 2, which is 3, and we are left with x plus 1 to the third power. After that, we'll have 5. X squared divided by x will leave us with x, and then x plus 1 to the negative first power divided by x plus 1 to the negative second power. Once again, we could take that negative 1, subtract a negative 2, and that would be like adding 2, leaving us with x plus 1 to the first power. Plus x times x plus 1 to the negative second power divided by itself. Well, that'll divide out to just 1. Now before moving on, I'm going to go ahead and expand this just a bit. We have x squared times x plus 1 to the third power. Well, remember, x plus 1 to the third power implies that we have x plus 1 times x plus 1 times x plus 1. And if we expand that, we end up with x to the third plus 3x squared plus 3x plus 1. Plus, now we can distribute the 5x into the x plus 1, getting us 5x squared plus 5x. Then we have plus 1. Distributing the x squared, we get x to the fifth power plus 3x to the fourth power plus 3x to the third power plus x squared. Then we'll bring down the rest, plus 5x squared plus 5x plus 1. We can combine like terms, giving us x to the fifth plus 3x to the fourth plus 3x to the third plus 6x squared plus 5x plus 1. So that our original polynomial will factor to our GCF of x times x plus 1 to the negative second power times x to the fifth plus 3x to the fourth plus 3x to the third plus 6x squared plus 5x plus 1. And we are done.